So Power Book 2 Ghost has finally come to an end, and you guys can check out everything. If you're looking for a recap of episodes 9 and 10, you can check out this video I just popped up right here. Or if you're looking for theories and explanations about Agent Young, is he Ghost and Angela's son? Would did Sags leave him? You could check out this video right here, but we're already about to dive into some early season 4 predictions because I want to talk about all the deaths I believe are coming in season 4. And I believe I'm going to predict this, I don't want to say 100% right, but if you guys do remember, if you're some early subscribers or channel viewers, I predicted deaths for season 3 and I hit it 2 out of 3. I got Lorenzo and Sags right. And I did that based off feelings and trailers and timing. And I think I'm going to be able to do the same with season 4 of Book 2 Ghost. So as of now, you guys all have seen how the season 3 finale went. Basically, Diana and Drew set up Tariq, and now it's everybody against him and Brayden. A war is coming. A war is being started. And I already made a prediction video about all the characters I believe who will return to help them in this war as their backs are against the wall. But in this video, I want to talk about all the deaths I foresee coming in season 4. And once again, I think I'm going to get this pretty much on the money. I can see the way the story is going, and overall, I think this is just early predictions. I might make another video like this once the trailers and stuff drop at the beginning of next year. But as usual, you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what other videos you want to see. I want to remind you guys that for June, I'm doing superhero TV series only. So you can leave down below what series you would like to see me do. Once again, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's jump into all the deaths we're going to see in season 4 of Power Book 2 Ghost. Let's get into it. Is there anywhere else to start but in the Tejada family? As we have seen through the course of the whole book goes, their family is poison at this point. Someone is bound to get taken down, go to jail, get caught in some shit, or die. And in the last 2 seasons, we got Zeke's death and Lorenzo's death. And I think it's inevitable one of them would be taken out in season 4. So what we're going to do is dive into each of them, their reasons it could be, and who I personally think it will be in the end. And this section might be a little lengthy because we're talking about 4 members, but let's just go ahead and jump into it. First, we have Monet. Now, Monet is probably the catalyst and the downfall to the whole Tejada family, not telling them that Zeke was their brother, setting up their father Lorenzo to die, treating Diana like shit 24/7, turning Kane into basically just a soldier. She don't really respect him as her son. She's probably the biggest problem in the family, but I think we could say she's safe. We could rule her out. We already seen what happened at the end of season 3 now, of course, where Tasha shoots up the car because of Drew and Diana's plan or whatever, and we know she's in the hospital in critical condition, but we already seen the leaked pictures of her. She's perfectly fine, talking to a new character that's gonna get introduced next season. So I think she's pretty much safe. If they wanted to do this whole plot with killing her, I think now would have been a better time than any, because then they could have did that, make Kane discover Drew and Diana's plan, then Kane turn against them. If they wanted to kill her off, now was a better time than any. Doing it next season won't add anything to it. So I could honestly say Monet is safe. Next, of course, we have Dirty Diana. Diana, the disappointment. Oh my God, I had such high expectations for Diana. She just fucked over my boy Tariq. Now, I don't know what to do with her. Honestly, the setup is there for her to die, but I feel like Power rarely kills off female characters, and now I know they killed off Holly, Lakeisha, Angela, even Professor Milgram, and there's maybe a few names I'm missing, but I feel like those deaths are so spaced out and rarely happen for female characters, often in Power, or they're very particular in how they take these characters out at the very least. I think there's still a lot of potential for Diana's character to be utilized further in more seasons, because we've seen over the course of the last 3 seasons, all she has really wanted is out the game. Like, she wants to get away from Monet, her family, and everything. And now her family is kind of dismantling right from under her due to all of their choices, to be honest, not just Monet. They all are making pretty fucking stupid decisions. But I think she'll be the the one to make it out. I think she will finally escape her family and her life, but it will be to the destruction of their whole family. Maybe Monet goes to jail. One of the other two characters we're about to talk about next will be taken out, and I just think she will survive. She will finally make it out, but in ways she never wanted. And seeing the circumstances she had to do to make it out, she'll be torn apart, regret it, but she'll finally have got what she wanted. So I think Diana is also safe. I think it's a slight possibility. Like for Monet, I think it's a 0% chance for next season. For Diana, I have to go like 10%. And that just leaves Drew and Kane. And honestly, I'm torn between the two characters. If Diana's at 10%, that means I put both of them at 45% apiece. And there's big reasons for both of them. Now, Drew, we already know he's a part of Diana's plan. I think if I had to lean one way, I'll lean Drew because of this. Because once Monet discovers the plan, or Tariq is able to relay the information to her, then they'll come up with a plan to get back at Drew, get back at Diana. And I think Tariq might even possibly spare Diana because he still kind of cares about her. I would hope so. Or he really should give a fuck about her. But I do think that is most likely the route they will go on. Drew is already probably the I don't want to say the most useless, but he's the least important of the family members. In the last few seasons, kind of felt like his story and plots were just dragging along until now, with discovering what Monet did to Lorenzo and the Costellos and all that, and now coming up with this plan with Diana. He hasn't really been utilized in the main story like every other character, but now he is. So now I feel like it's a better opportunity than any to take him out right now. All the other three characters, at least in this family, feel like they could be utilized in more storylines in the future than Drew can, just to say the least. Like, that's just being real, and that's just being honest, bro. I'm just keeping it a buck. So for that reason alone, I lean towards it being Drew that dies. But we still have to talk about Kane and why I still think it's a high possibility for him as well. Now, Kane, honestly, for me, he used to be the most interesting Tejada character or family member, but they kind of ruined him over the course of season 3. And now I believe it's Monet. Because at the beginning of season 3, it seemed like they was going to utilize Kane better, make him smart, more methodical, move like a chess player or something. Because at the beginning of season 3, we see him figure out Lorenzo was the one who killed Zeke, utilize that to being on top of the family, running a business, running everything. We see him get the hunch that it was Monet who took out Lorenzo and everything. We see him actually move pieces around, maneuver Braden in the way he wants to against Tariq, and so on and so forth. But later in the season, they just turned him into a simp and whiny. He keeps crying about Tariq, and at this point, he doesn't even have no reason to hate him. So he was simping for Effie. Drew and Diana just went behind his back and almost killed his mom. He's just in a worse spot than any, and now he's completely flashing out, and he's been trying to kill Tariq for 3 seasons now, and now believing he might have tried to kill his mom, he's gonna be gunning for him back to back to back. And there's already theories and speculations of who will it be to take Kane out, whether it would be Tariq or Braden, and honestly wouldn't mind it being either. We all know Braden deserves to do it, but that's a topic for another day. But I could see his character dying. Also, the actor that plays him, Woody McLean, is like 34, 35. I know he's for sure in his mid-30s, so I don't know how much longer he's gonna do this series, play this young character, and so on and so forth. So I could see the opportunities being there for him to die in season 4. But like I said, to wrap the Tejada family, honestly, the way I see it ending for the Tejada family is I expected all of them to be dead except Monet and Diana. I expect Drew and Kane to eventually die. I expect Monet to finally get caught up, go to jail, and Diana to finally escape her family, escape life. So that's the story I see ending for these characters by the end of the series, and then all that could come into the fold in season 4, and I'd be interested to see that. And the next character I believe will be taken out or killed in season 4, and some of you might find it less interesting, but it's Obie. Now, I think they will push him to play a vital and more bigger role in season 4 than he has already done. Because if you guys don't know, he's of course second hand in command to Noma, and he's also the reason Braden was even able to rescue my boy Reek in the end of season 3, because Tariq got the green cards from Tate, so Obie was able to move his whole family to the States. And like I said, I think he'll be vital in helping Braden and Reek steer clear of everyone, stay safe, giving them inside information to be good, make sure they can maneuver the right way under the circumstances. Of course, they're at war, everyone's trying to kill them, and I think it might be discovered that there's a mole or a traitor within Noma's organization, and it might come to find out that it's him, and she will have him eliminated. Now, I'm interested to see how they utilize his character up until that point if he does die, because until the last 2 to 3 episodes, he was kind of just shitting on my dude Tariq and threatening to kill all their families if they don't sell a product. So if they do choose to utilize his character more, I want to see how they do it and make it very important to the story. But once again, we've seen Braden tell Tariq that it was Obie who told him, who got him out of there, who basically saved him. So I think they will look to him as an ally, as someone who could help. And I think if Noma or Kane or anyone else was able to discover that information as well, or think about how did Braden even know what was going down or any of that, then they'll start looking closely at everybody, and Noma might discover it's Obie. Now, I do think he seems rather intellectual or some types of smart, like just keeping it a buck. He does look smart, so I think he would have contingency plans or something in case this ever gets found out or any of this. And I think he's probably a cold-blooded murderer too. So I like to see him get his hands dirty and stuff before they decide to kill off his character, because he hasn't really been around long. He was kind of in like almost every other episode in season 3. So I hope they make him a big important character in season 4 if they do decide to X him out by the end of it. The next character I have to predict, unfortunately, is my guy 2-Bit. Now, look, I've been begging for them to bring 2-Bit back, utilize him in some way, shape, or form. And now I made a video last week talking about everyone I believe will come back in this war to help Braden and Tariq, but 2-Bit, I think they're gonna kill my dude off. So I talked about in that video, if you don't want to go watch it, basically they already set him up perfectly for him to return in season 4. Remember, he exchanged the letter Sax gave him for the Porsche, so he is in Tariq's car, and now because of that, I think in season 4 the car might be shot up by Kane, True, Noma's people, whoever sees it, and they might just shoot up the car thinking it's Tariq, but it's not. So I of course think he will come back in season 4, wants revenge because of that, maybe join their side, and because Tariq owes him money too. A dead man can't pay you the money. So I think he'll help them, he'll want revenge, and it might unfortunately be his demise. I feel like they already have been underutilizing his character since he got out of prison in book 1. Was that book 1? I mean book 2, season 1. I believe they've been underutilized his character. He shows up every once in a while, extorts Tariq, and then leaves and dips off. We never see him again. And I think a lot of people have been wanting to bring his character back into the fold, and I think they will in season 4. But I think by the end of it, he might be taken out, killed, because at this point they killed off a good majority of the cast from the original Power. Sax was the longest running character at that point, and now it's really only Tommy, Tasha, and 2-Bit, and they're not gonna kill Tommy and Tasha. Tommy got his own show, Tasha doing her own thing, and I think 2-Bit will ultimately meet his end in this last season. Now, it will be interesting to see how it happens, because a lot of people, and I said this in that video as well that I talked about everybody coming back to help them with the war, we really haven't seen 2-Bit interact with any other characters in the Book Ghost franchise except for Sax and of course Tariq. So I want to see him talk to and interact with other characters. Him versus Kane, that's what everybody really wants to see. So just like Obie, I'm hoping they give him good, important setup and a vital piece to the story in season 4. You can already see leaks of them showing new characters, and I will talk about that in the next section of this video. But I think because of that, they will be eliminating a lot of old characters. Because you have to remember, in season 2 of Book Ghost, they killed off Professor Milgram, Zeke, they killed off Mecca, and allegedly killed off Lauren. Of course, we know now she's alive, but they was just often main characters like it was nothing. And the same with this season, killing off Lorenzo and everybody so quickly, mainly the Costellos, who weren't really important. But you can see that they like really killing off characters. It's not power without people dying. So I think they'll bring Two back into the fold, give him a conclusion to his story, get people to stop asking about him. And I fuck with 2-Bit, but I honestly think my dude might meet his end by the end of season 4. But that's it for this video. Those are my early predictions for season 4, literally right off the back of season 3. And I know people probably be mad in the comments I'm already talking about season 4, but I'm a power fan. Like, that's what we're gonna do, speculate, get right to the next thing. So I already told you guys that next month is the superhero TV series month, so I'll just let you guys know the first 2 shows I'm gonna be doing is Gotham and The Arrow. So be on the lookout for that. As usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm interested to hear all you guys' thoughts down below in the comments, but I'm out.